MLB spring training is underway. Last year, I was in Scottsdale, Arizona, helping to document the San Francisco Giants for some short documentaries on the team. In my last video, I shared some photos I snapped on Ilford Delta 3200. This time, we're going to get a little weird. Let's see what baseball looks like on Lomography Lomochrome Turquoise. It's safe to say that Lomochrome Turquoise is a unique film stock. This batshit crazy, color-shifting film will make it look like you're on another planet. Blue skies change to a deep orange, which I thought would work well for a team whose colors are orange and black. Where things got real crazy is what this film stock does to skin tones. It basically turns people into Smurfs. This instantly gave me icky Dodger vibes, and I'm certain it would drive most Giants fans into a state of disgust. But once the ick passed, I've come to really enjoy the way some of these shots turned out. Now, all these photos were shot on my Canon A1. This first shot is from the batting cages looking out to the main field, and I thought with the coaches standing there, silhouetted, looking out at the team, that it would look really cool. This shot is on the second field where the pitchers were running some drills. I was standing right around home plate when I snapped this shot of the pitchers meeting at the mound. He was a hot commodity, so of course I have more Jung-Hoo Lee shots. In this one, he was waiting to take some batting practice. He was basically standing in the on-deck circle, and I was right behind him against the side of the dugout. In my last video, I mentioned how he would always try to make time for fans. I got this shot of him signing a baseball for some lucky fan who's probably going to sell it on eBay. To cap it off, one of my favorite shots of Jung-Hoo chilling in the dugout. Nothing weird about standing 2 feet from someone and taking their picture. I honestly don't know who this is, which is fair because there's a lot of minor leaguers at the camp. Regardless, he was walking toward me, and I raised my camera, and he posed for me. Then he asked me if he could see the photo, and I had to explain to him that it was film and I wouldn't be able to show it to him until it was developed. He just shrugged his shoulders and went back to work. I thought this was a really candid shot of Logan Webb. He was walking toward me as he was heading back into the locker room. Kind of a put your head down and go to work vibe. Tried to get a little fancier with this one in the bullpen area. I panned the camera with him as he was throwing, so yeah, there's a lot of motion blur, and that's what I was going for. Now here's a couple double exposures that I think turned out really nicely. The first one I shared in my initial video as one of my favorite shots from 2024. But this one's really growing on me. I'm not sure who this is, but he's clearly a catcher. It's a nice back to the camera shot, which some say is Christopher Nolan's signature shot. And this is about as close as I will get to Christopher Nolan's talent level. Now, speaking of talent, I love this shot of Gold Glover Patrick Bailey, but it was the backup catcher, Tom Murphy, that I got some really cool shots of. He'd approached me several times during camp with questions about this Go Fast, Don't Die shirt that I was wearing. It's a motorcycle brand that has positive life quotes on their shirts and hats. We chatted here and there about the brand, and since we had some rapport, I was obviously going to get some shots of him. I think all 3 of these shots came out really nicely, but this one right here, this one is my favorite. You know I had to let the artist out. Got a shot of a dirty home plate with some light and shadow play here. There's a lightheartedness to spring training, and it's no more apparent than when these guys are playing catch with footballs instead of baseballs. And being a semi-sneakerhead, I had to get a shot of these Jordan 1 cleats on the rack. Baseball's an odd sport to shoot because most of the time, nothing's happening. This shot is of a player spraying pine tar on his bat. Got a couple nice shots of batting practice. And another player waiting his turn to take some hacks. I like the framing on this dugout shot. That's the skipper, Bob Melvin, and I can confidently tell you that he is not a fan of cameras, but I was able to get a few shots, and this one might be my favorite. Thank you for getting weird with me as I shared some Lomo Turquoise shots from last year's Giants spring training. Tune in next week as spring training gets a little more cinematic with a film stock that is traditionally used to shoot movies. Document the San Francisco Giants for some on Lomography Lomochrome Turquoise. Let's take a look at what baseball looks like. Look. Yeah. Woo! Is a unique film stock. Started over. Shot a pitch. Here's a. And I'm certain it would drive most Giants fans into a state of disgust. Disgust. There's a T on the end of that word. Ha ha! You fool. Is what the film stock.